Outline Living channel. Hope everybody's doing great. Well, today's Saturday, September 24th, and we just broke into fall. Fall has arrived in the Allegheny Mountains. Quick summer, huh? I thought I would start fall off with a video I've been wanting to make, and I know a lot of you guys have been looking for one of these, and today I'm going to talk about a pretty rare firearm. That firearm being the Marlin Model 37 pump action. It's a pretty rare gun. They didn't make them very long. They made quite a few of these galley style guns, but they only made the 37 for 3 years. It's not mint condition by any means. It's pretty nicked and whatnot, but it's all there. Well, it's almost all there. I'll get into that at the end of the video, but stock's whole. It's not cracked up or anything. It could possibly be the original finish on it. It has a pretty good patina and age to it for a gun as old as it is. It's a neat gun. This was, I believe, my great-grandfather's gun. I got it from my grandfather when I was a kid when he passed away, but I've had it for a long time and have not done anything with it other than oil it and keep it in the gun safe. I need to get a few parts for it, but I'll get into that in a little bit here. I wanted to talk about the gun itself, first of all. Neat little gun, like I said. Marlin's a pretty old company, as you know. This gun here, made a cheat sheet like I do on my gun videos. I don't want to miss anything, so. This is a 22 short, long rifle, and long rimfire cartridge. That's what this shoots. They produced this gun, they started making this gun in 1913, and from everything I could see they quit producing it in 1916. 3 years, that was it for this Model 37. There's not much out there on these guns. They're hard to date. There's not many records. It's really hard to come up with things. In fact, if you search Marlin Model 37 on YouTube, you're going to see one video, and that is a young lady shooting one of these that is in pristine shape. Looks really nice. It's about a minute video, and she just takes a couple shots, and I don't know if it's her dad or who it is, asks her what she thinks of it, and that's it. That's the only video on YouTube of this gun. It's kind of like the Savage video I did. I felt compelled to do it since there wasn't anything on YouTube about it. So this is they did have model number or serial numbers on these guns on the bottom tang here. This one's a 6122, but like I said, there's not really any records on these, so it's hard to date them. If that's mid-production, where they started the numbers at, where they ended the numbers, so it's hard to tell. It's funny because I've seen different forums on this gun. You know, over the years I check and look at different things, and I've seen forums where guys were saying these guns were made from 1923 to 1932, and I've also seen 1923 to 1937, but I've never seen documentation that would agree with that at all. In fact, if you go by the standard catalog of firearms or the Blue Book firearms, they all say 1913 to 1916, 3-year run, and that would explain the rarity of the gun. Because I mean, if they made it for 8 years or whatever these other guys are claiming, you would find a lot more of these. If you get a gun broker, you're lucky to find one of these for sale. As to where you'll see Winchesters and Remingtons and other ones, you'll see a lot of them. And the funny thing is, with the Winchesters, Remingtons, and everything, they sell for so much more money than these ones do. You know, these guns are not valued very highly unless somebody is really looking for one. Maybe they have a Marlin collection and they want to complete it with this gun, you know. This gun actually sold for $21.75, brand new, between 1913 and 1916. Big money, huh? Well, that was a lot of money back then. You think about it, you know, with inflation. I don't know what that would equal to now, but it's good money, you know. It wasn't the highest price gun by any means, but it's still good money, you know, for a working gun. Like I said, they called these galley guns. That was what they called this style of gun. It's a 24-inch round barrel. It's got the tube magazine, external hammer. It's got a half-click safety. Hammer's nice and smooth on it. Like I said, I've always kept it oiled and everything. I've never shot it. Never done anything with it other than lubed it up and put it in my gun safe, which it's about due for a lube and again, films. Yeah, it's still oiled somewhat, but this gun, the patent date on this gun is March 24th, 1908, and they held 2 patents. And I'm thinking it's because there was another model, I can't think of what it was, but it had a short magazine. It was about the only difference. Might have been a 29, but I'm not positive on that. So don't beat me up in the comments because I'm not sure. But I know they did make one that was real similar to 37, but it had a short magazine tube on it. It only came to about here halfway instead of full length like this one. Like I said, it has a 24-inch round barrel with the exposed hammer. The front sights on these actually had a genuine ivory bead in them. Unfortunately, this one's missing. There's a little notch there where it used to be, but it was the real deal ivory. And then it had the flat top Rocky Mountain rear sight, they called them. Hope you can see that all right. Get close up so you can see it better. This is where the ivory would have been, where that notch is. It's unfortunately missing. I hope it's focusing all right. And that's the Rocky Mountain, which is still in pretty nice shape. Neat little guns, I'll tell you. I'd like to have a couple of these other ones too. Marlin actually produced some other models. I wrote them down here so I wouldn't miss any. They made a Model 18, a Model 20, a Model 20A, and a Model 20S. Then there was a Model 25, Model 25S, Model 29, Model 29N, and a Model 47, which they were all exposed hammer guns just like this. And then in hammer models, they also made a Model 27, a 27S, and those were calibered in either 25-20, 32-20, or 25 caliber rimfire. You could get those in. Those were hammer models also. And then they made 2 hammerless models that I'm aware of, and that was the Model 32 and the Model 38. Didn't have the exposed hammer like this. Like I was saying, there's really not any records on these guns whatsoever. It's really hard to find anything on them. You know, obviously this was way before mandatory serial numbers and recordings from the Firearms Act of 1968, when all the companies were made to keep records of, you know, all sales, guns produced, everything, you know, all numbered out so they could track everything. This was way before that. This gun's very old, so Um, that model number 47 that I had spoke about, interesting fact about it, you couldn't buy one of those. They did not sell that gun to the public, which makes it really rare, even more rare than this gun. The only way you could get one of those guns is if you purchase stock from Marlin. They would send you one of those guns then through the mail. Once you purchased your stock in Marlin, you could own one of those. I don't know how many of those guns are out there. I don't know how many of these guns are out there, honestly, but there can't be a whole lot. So I would think that's a more of a rare gun than this one, but either way, they're both very rare guns. Like I said, this one was only made for 3 years, so how many could they have sold in those 3 years? I don't know. You look up Marlin Model number 37 for sale and see what your search comes back. You're not going to see a whole lot, and most of them are old sales from the early 2000s I've seen, or old auctions that ended in 2007. In fact, I ran a quick search this morning and I didn't search through it real good, but I didn't see any current ones for sale anywhere. Which brings me to the biggest problem with this gun, is trying to find parts for it. I think I covered everything on the history that I wanted to of this. Yeah, I believe so. I need a few parts for this gun. These aren't the biggest deal, but I need the 2 taper head screws. They would have been a slotted screw. They're missing from this gun. I've never had them. I have the butt plate for it, but unfortunately it has a big chip in the bottom, which isn't crucial to operation, but it would be nice to have a intact one. It has a curvature to it. It also has a pretty good gouge out of it here, but you can see, hope you can see the chip out of it right there, which is unfortunate. But you know, these guns were used, and they were used hard. These guns were advertised for rabbits and squirrels and, you know, around the homestead and farms, and that's what they were used for. More than likely they got thrown inside the cab, or well, it wasn't a cab of a tractor, but down inside the fender of a tractor, or in the old truck. Who knows, behind the seat. I mean, they just got beat up, abused, used as a tool. That's what they were. They weren't bought to be any type of keepsake or collector's item in any way. They were used to achieve a specific purpose, and that's what they did with them. So finding a remaining one that's complete is a pretty hard task, and finding parts is even harder. Now, I know there are some companies that are selling, I think, fire pins for these and different things, but the few parts that I need, I'm having a hard time with. Like I said, I can match these up. I can find something for that. That's not the big thing. The problem I have is the end cap for the magazine tube. Mine is missing. The spring's in here. I don't have the end cap. And that's where I'm going to ask you guys for a little bit of help. If any of you guys are familiar with this gun, or have an old basket case laying around, maybe just, you know, an incomplete one, it could be a total piece of junk. I am looking for one for this part, and preferably for 2 original screws and a butt plate. Yeah, that's a highly difficult task. I've been looking on and off for a long time, and I have not come up with anything for it yet. But I'm hoping maybe somebody out there has something. Somebody's got to have one of these in their closet, or maybe you just have the barrel and the magazine tube and you don't have the rest of the gun. It's kind of worthless to you. I am looking for that. So if you know anybody or yourself have one, please leave a comment down below and let me know, because I'm having a hard time coming up with the parts for this thing. I really am. And I would love to get this gun back into operation. Like I said, it was, I believe, my great-grandfather's from my mother's side. I was just a kid when my My granddad passed away, and this is one of the couple guns that I got from him. I got this and a shotgun, and just a couple old beat up, brick barrels and whatnot. But this and the shotgun are the only two complete guns that I had that were his, and I would really like to get this thing back in operation. One, it's just a neat little gun. It'd be so much fun to shoot 22s with. And two, it's, so rare. And three, it was, basically a family heirloom, it is, and I'd like my girls to have it someday, as a working gun. So, that's about it. Like I said, it was the beginning of autumn, and I really wanted to put a gun video together for you guys. I know a lot of you guys that love the gun videos have been patiently waiting, and I really do appreciate that. It's I have intentions on making so many different videos, but when it comes down to it, it's so hard to concentrate on this type or that type, and I really do appreciate you waiting and watching the videos I do put up until I can get to it. A lot of guys like just the fishing videos. A lot of guys like the hunting videos. A lot of you guys like these videos. A lot of you guys just like the homestead stuff. So I appreciate the patience you guys have and the support you give to the channel. It means so much. Don't forget you can follow us on Instagram at Allegheny_mountain_living. You can send mail, photos, correspondence, letters, send me pictures of your cabins. I'd love to see that. Pictures of any old guns you might have that you want to share. Your deer this year. Archery season's coming up here. Any fish, anything like that. Your homesteads, your properties, whatever. Anything you'd like to share with me, I'd enjoy to read and see. The address for the channel is Allegheny Mountain Living. P.O. Box 75, Mineral Point, PA 15942. That and the Instagram is always in the description under the video. You can check it out there, and it's also on my About section of the homepage of the channel. So you can always find it there if you want to correspond in that way. Because I know a lot of folks just aren't into the email thing or trying to scan photos in or whatever, and then just as soon throw something in an envelope and send it. So I'd really appreciate to see all that. Like I said, if anybody can help me out with leads on this thing, if you know of one, please let me know, because I need to find one. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up on the videos. It really helps the placement and helps people find us in the search results and suggested videos. If you're not a subscriber to the channel, please subscribe. You can follow along. We're always getting into something. I think that's about it. I guess I'll see you guys on the next video. And until next time, have a great evening.